Guest joining us, PKD Nambiar, Political Analyst, also Ashwan Sadiq, General Secretary of the CFI, Campus Front of India is also joining us. Let me go across to, thought process being left outside of classrooms.
Absolutely. I think it's purely a double standard. There is an institution which is one of the very prominent institution in Kerala, which is a neighboring state, which is called as Muslim Education Society. They are one of the largest educational institution, which is a minority institution, wherein they have clearly objected to any kind of hijab in colleges just 2 years back. Okay. So I think it's all about propaganda. It's a propaganda which is created to create rift among the society, divide our students, and there is nothing beyond it. And it's the people who are behind this whole stuff is this Campus Front of India, which is basically a fundamental organization of PFI, the Popular Front of India, which we all know what is the kind of background they have.
But to what end? So if you say that this is a manufactured row to divide people, but to what end? Who benefits from this? Is these girls whose education is suffering because of this?
Now let me go back to a little bit of history. The entire Malabar region or the Malabar coast, from Malappuram to the Udupi or a little ahead. So if you really look at the demographic changes which has taken over the last 15-20 years. In fact, I belong to that particular area. So there was never a hijab, or for that matter, hardly you used to see the people who are wearing a burqa in about 15-20 years ago. But today, when you travel all across those areas, this is the same belt wherein the maximum number of people who have joined in ISIS, whether it is in Kasaragod, Mangalore and Udupi, more than 28 people or so have joined the ISIS. And the entire Malabar belt, more than almost 55 people have joined in the ISIS. So the idea is that there is a clean and clear-cut propaganda machinery which is working, which is predominantly funded and supported by the Popular Front of India and the Campus Front of India, which is working in the campus. This was never an issue in that area. The area, I mean, if you really ask, not only the 6 girls which you are talking about, you ask, there are hundreds of kids, not only the Muslim and the Hindu boys and girls, you ask them. So the problem is that in 2022, we are talking about hijab, wherein in Afghanistan or in Saudi, the woman of Afghanistan is saying that they wanted to have a freedom from burqa and hijab, and in a most progressive state or one of the most progressive part of our India, in the southern part of India, the girls are coming and saying that they wanted to wear a hijab. Is it regressive or a progressive? I think a society of today needs to discuss. Now you are talking about this.
No, 1 second.
I'll just explain you very clearly. As per the law accepted by the courts, if at all, if he's talking about the code, fundamental rights, democratic value, essential religious practices are protected. Okay, but if hijab is an essential religious practice of Islam, why did the Muslim Education Society in Kerala ban it in college under it? One. Number two, also it was propounded in Sabarimala case. If you remember that few years ago, the Sabarimala case, that Justice Chandrachud has very clearly told that instead of being theologians or the mullahs or the pandits will not be the one who will decide the essential practice of a religion. So when the court, the highest court of this country, has already subscribed to this constitution, or not for any of the theological issues which is propounded by any of these kind of mullahs or pandits, he is not the one which will be applied. As you said rightly, schools have a uniform, irrespective of a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian girl or a boy, they will have to wear that particular stuff. So let's apply the test to the hijab also, the same thing which has been, the court has given the order in the case of Sabarimala, that should also be applied to the hijab issue.
No, absolutely. In Sabarimala, if it was a case, 1 second, if in Sabarimala it was a case of gender neutrality, does gender issue not come in here? I'm quoting one more line, as quoted by Bar and Bench, of what Mr. Kamath has said. He's reading out Quranic verse 24.31 on dress code, which mandates that neckline should not be revealed to anyone other than a husband. This is what you stand for?
I mean, oh my goodness. See, just imagine if hijab is for covering the hair so that the men are not sexually attracted. If that is the purpose of a hijab, it objectifies a woman
Exactly.
as something meant for sex.
It is not
isn't
an
it?
innocent issue of a headscarf alone.
Absolutely, it is all automatically clearly objectifying a woman as she is meant for only sex. So I think it is the other way around. I think the people who are talking about the fundamental rights and fighting for the hijab should understand that we are a technological superpower. We are in 2022. The girls of whether it is a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian girls, they should be given an equal right.
And can I just come in, Mr. But this is, as Ashwan is saying, also a political matter.
So I'll explain you this. I mean, there is a student police cadet system in Kerala, which is very widely popular and very well appreciated across the globe. So there was a few months ago a Muslim girl, and there's a lot of Muslim girls are also a part of that particular cadets, the student police cadet. One girl went to the High Court and said that I would like to wear my religious kind of a dress, not the uniform what the student police cadet is wearing. The High Court absolutely rubbished, and in fact the left government has also objected to that particular step. So it's
I know the government has objected. I'm not sure about the court in this case.
Correct. One second. Even the government of Kerala objected to it.
Yes, so I know. That's what I'm saying. They have issued
today
an
we
order.
are talking about. They have objected in the case is still in the court. So one thing you need to understand that today we are talking about hijab. Tomorrow it will be burqa. Then it will be a Sharia law. Then the classes in the schools and the colleges should be different for girls and boys. They should be like in the Taliban in Afghanistan. It should be separated with a wall or something like that. So I think we are going into, we wanted to create a society, we wanted to take our society to a medieval period. I think this is so regressive. I think we are talking about this in this time.
No, okay, all right, that's a larger argument. But let me go to Ashwan for a quick comment on one more thing. You know, Mr. Nambiar quoted what...
That is the next step. That is the next step. This is the beginning. That is the next step.
Before yesterday, Udupi College.
Let me ask you this. This was all not there.
Udupi College done that. Girls should be sat in separate room. We to oppose that. There is a unity in diversity.
This was not the case in the past. Why is it all coming out right now? As I said that I had over 35% of my classmates when I was studying was all